What's up guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today we're going to talk about a design I did about a year ago or so for Dark Side of the Moon's 50th anniversary. I made a design for a poster and a t-shirt and go both ways. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment and let me know what you guys think. If you want any more videos like this, that'd be awesome. Let me know. And yeah, let's get into it. Dark Side of the Moon came out March 1st, 1973, sold 45 million albums, 15 times platinum, was on the charts for 736 weeks. It's a long time. That's like 10 plus years. It's one of the greatest albums of all time. It's a straight up masterpiece. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. Pink Floyd is one of my favorite bands of all time. I went to see David Gilmour about a month ago or so. I went 2 nights in a row at Madison Square Garden in November, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. And he actually did play Pink Floyd songs too. He opened with Speak to Me, Breathe, actually, in the time. Saw him in 2016. I've seen Roger Waters like 11 times. I saw him perform The Wall, saw him before Dark Side of the Moon back in 2007. I've seen him 2017, 2016 too, I think. I've seen him a bunch of times. I've seen them both a bunch of times. I've even seen Nick Mason's Saucerful of Secrets, which is when it's the drummer of Pink Floyd. He does like all old school Pink Floyd stuff pre-Dark Side of the Moon. But yeah, so needless to say, I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. Let's get into the design. So I designed a piece about a year ago or so. I designed a piece for their 50th anniversary just for sheer fun. There's no affiliation with the band at all. And I love how it turned out. I love it. It's a 3D style piece. It was the first time I was really messing with 3D. I've done a couple other designs around 3D stuff, but this was the first one where I was like, wow, like I could totally see that on a shirt. I could see that in like a PacSun or Walmart, Target, whatever. Yeah, so let's dive into that and I'll explain just a little bit of what I did and how I did it, and yeah. Let's do it. So what we got here is the Dark Side of the Moon 50th anniversary t-shirt poster. This is how I started it. So as you can tell, each one of these is a single line thrown into the 3D materials section of Illustrator. And yeah, and I just lined them up and positioned them in the way that it made it look like it was a rainbow coming out of the prism. So you got the light beam that hits the triangle and then brings out the colors of the rainbow right here. So I will show you right now with this pen tool how I got the 3D motion here. So actually, let's take this off. Let's just turn this into a stroke. There we go. So there we go. That's basically all I did. So then you can grab this and then basically just position it and turn it whatever which way you want, and it gives it that 3D look. Now I did make the depth a little different. You can twist it and taper it. You can do different, more on a plane. This one's protruding like crazy, inflate it, extrude it. Yeah, so just different things. Just messed with a couple of those settings, and yeah, it gave it that 3D effect. So yeah, so basically if you look, that's what I did with this guy. You can turn it, stuff like that. Same concept, same idea. So if you look behind this main triangle, it's all little baby triangle. It's a little baby triangle here, and this is just a line, a regular stroked line, same as over here. These are just different colors. And I just lined it up ever so slightly to where it looks like it's beaming down, hitting it, and creating the rainbow. And you just put this guy over top of it. You just angle it properly so it's just laying over top of it, gives it that triangle look, gives it that depth. And then after I did that, we did the Dark Side of the Moon 50th, creating the shape of that to give it into the circle look. And then we exported it, saved it. I'm pretty sure I saved it as a JPEG or something like that. And then we threw it into Photoshop. This is the Photoshop piece right here. So this is where it starts getting fun. So we got the Dark Side of the Moon piece saved. This is the original one right here. Let's get rid of all this stuff. This is the original one when it came out of Illustrator. As you can see right here, everything's more defined and texturized. I'm pretty sure I threw a grain, just threw a little bit of noise on there. So we go back to the original one. The original one doesn't have the grain, doesn't have the grain noise texture. Did a couple different options. This one I did like a different spottier grain, as you can see. But anyway, so all I did with that is just threw a little bit of grain on there, a little bit of noise, and then we added rusticy texture to it to make it pop a little bit, make it look a little bit more like, you know, beat up, destroyed, distressed, if you will. So, and then we threw a hue and saturation over top of it, make the colors pop a little bit more. You got the yellows popping here, orange, yellow, green, blues popping here. After we threw these textures and stuff on there, we saved this piece and then we threw it over on a t-shirt mock-up. And as we zoom in here, put it on a transparent background, threw it on a PNG file, and then saved it, and then threw it on this mock-up. Yeah, it turned out beautifully. All I did with this t-shirt mock-up is edit a blend mode right here, drop shadow or outer glow. Maybe we did maybe an outer glow here, maybe blurred it around the edges too, but I wanted it to fade into the t-shirt, so you can see here, right here, and right here how it fades into the t-shirt. Over here too a little bit, but I didn't put that much of a fade into the edges of the triangle. Just try to make it a little like it's supposed to be on the t-shirt. Give it a little more worn, vintagey look, make it cohesive looking. But yeah, so that's basically what we did here. Zoom in so you can see the fade a little bit better. Got a little fade here, some fade here. Basically how I created the Dark Side of the Moon t-shirt. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So there we have it. We have the Dark Side of the Moon t-shirt / poster design I did for their 50th anniversary. Like I said in the beginning of the video, there's no affiliation here whatsoever. I just wanted to do this for fun. Pink Floyd is a great band. They're one of the all-time greats. And it was really fun being able to break down and create this piece because it's one of my favorites. 3D aspect to it is just really cool. And I feel like there's not a lot of shirts out there that are like this, even though there is a lot of Dark Side of the Moon t-shirts out there. Never really seen one quite like this one, but yeah, so for celebration of the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll be doing a lot more like this in the future, so I'll see you around. Peace.